Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another live Cruz Brothers live. How you doing, my ships? W Black. How's the audio sounding, guys? Is it good? YouTube is telling me I need a other bit rate for the audio. All right, I got mad shit opened up. I got like a family tree officially by HBO Max. I got a bunch of notes I've taken. This is gonna be an interesting discussion here today, guys, because I've made point of a lot of what you guys have said and some things to address about what we've said. And we're gonna be reacting to the breakdown at the end of episode. Oh wait, hold on. Episode 7? Oh, I fucked up the title, yo. I'm an idiot. Episode 8. Fuck. My fault. God, I hope that shit changes. Yeah, I should have changed by now. Let me know if you guys just refresh the page real quick. See if the title's changed. That was a mistake on my part. All right, well, welcome back, guys. What's up? It's me. I got Chris in the back there on Discord as well, waiting when he wants to jump in. I don't know when he's gonna jump in. But yo, we're here and there's a lot of things to cover. A lot of things to cover, bro. But you know, before I even get into anything, I think I should jump into the end credit scene here for House of Dragons and just see if they address some of these things.
Yo, Johnny, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You have to stream it on Discord so I can see it.
Yeah, hold on, I got you.
By the way, what's up, guys? Welcome back
Yo,
to the Cruz Brothers.
Yeah, lower your gain. Just fucking mad distorted.
What's wrong with it?
It's distorted.
I don't know how to fix it.
Bro, turn down your gain, you idiot.
I did.
Turn it down more.
It's all the way down.
Turn it up a little.
Hello, hello.
Why didn't you tell me my mic was unmuted? Or muted? Okay. Screen share. All right, let's jump into this, guys. Let me move the stuff.
The king is dead.
This is the preview for the next episode.
He told me you wish for Aegon to be king.
There it is.
The door remains shut until we finish our business. None can know who you are or what you seek.
What of Rhaenyra?
I found out something you should know.
Oh, what? Is that a bastard child?
This is seizure! It is treason, at the least!
Bro, don't tell me Rhaenyra has another kid out there. Yo, you saw that shot?
Imagined yourself
Those people?
on the Iron Throne.
Oh, something big is going down next episode.
Well, that's obviously how people knew that Alicent interpreted as Viserys giving her consent to her sons as the heir to the throne, because that's what people were saying in the comments.
What was the hint?
The conversation at the end of the episode with Viserys and Alicent when he was like dying. He was mumbling about.
Yeah. I saw the comment.
He was mumbling about Aegon the Conqueror's story and talking about how Aegon was the one to save the realms or something. And Alicent interpreted it as that being consent to her son having the heir to the throne. And that caused the drama to spark back up again. Like it's as if nothing happened. Yo, what's up, Philip? No more time jumps from this point forward. Time for war? Oh, shit. Yo, chill out, man. Don't spoil nothing for me. Shit sounded crazy, though. I mean, there was a crazy shot there of a bunch of people walking into, like, what looked like a stadium or something. I don't know what that was about. But, yeah, that's what that was, Chris. Chris, I'm hearing an echo of me on you.
Bro, for some reason the Discord is connecting to the live and it won't let me mute the live without muting the Discord.
What the fuck?
The sound, anyway. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. So
mute the stream.
If I mute the stream, I can't hear the what I'm watching on Discord. It's just dumb. It's connected.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Just mute it when I'm talking. Right. What the fuck is that, bro? Seriously, what is this?
Just push the
all right, well, I'm gonna play the rest of this so that we can see the breakdown of the episode.
The episode 6 time jump was to introduce Alicent and Rhaenyra's children as young adults, and then this time jump was to make those young adults adults. So it was important to age them up again and recast again to get them up to the appropriate age. So they're all in the 17 to 21 age range.
Yeah, they're adults technically now.
As the years have gone by post Alicent's outburst, Alicent has found religion as a way to redeem herself.
We know that Alicent holds closely to the new religion of the Seven Gods, which is not something the Targaryens do. It's part of what sets her apart from the house that she married into.
In the scene where Rhaenyra came in,
I didn't get that at all. That she adopted this religion or whatever. Did you get any of that? Chris.
Bro, it's hard for me to keep up with this shit. It's mad. I'm hearing too many things at once.
What do you mean?
I'm hearing your voice through the stream, and I'm hearing like I'm not the Discord is not even what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the volume from the stream, so there's no point in me watching the Discord. But yeah.
How are you hearing the volume from the stream?
I don't know, man.
Oh my god. Bro, just come over here at this point, bro. Like I'm not gonna deal with these technical issues. Might as well just come over here.
Turn to King's Landing for the first time. They see a difference, and there were no words that were going to describe the difference. There was nothing in particular that they would point out to us. We figured out how to make it read immediately.
The big thing is a giant 7-pointed star that's hanging in the main hallway. Gaudy, if you ask me.
I would say it's nice to be home, but I scarcely recognize it.
That's what was different about it.
It's become a much
the
more
religious aspects.
Place. It's much more like a monastery now than it was when we first saw it in episode 1. It's full of light and life, and there's Targaryen erotica on the walls, dragon erotica, and now it's all been replaced with objects of the Seven, and the murals have been covered up.
8 is essentially set in a hospice. The whole episode is essentially sitting by the bedside of a loved one who's dying.
Father?
The dramatic tension of this episode does not happen until Viserys shows up in that throne room, because the thinking when Rhaenyra is standing there is it's a farce.
Corlys has been potentially fatally wounded. Nobody knows whether or not he's going to survive, so there's now a question mark about who's going to take on the Driftmark throne.
It's within Alicent's motivation to want Lucerys to be deposed because it disempowers Rhaenyra's side of the family, and he's a bastard anyway, so what is he even doing there? And to give Vaemond power, because if Vaemond takes power, then he owes the Greens, and the Valyrian fleet will all go with them.
I do not understand why petitions are being heard over settled succession.
Vaemond, one of those guys who's not particularly likable, but he always tells the truth, and he can't help it, and he can't stop himself. For that reason,
he certainly told the truth, bro.
And yet, suddenly in episode 8,
he couldn't get far in life because he wasn't a liar like the rest of them.
Driftmark throne. He also walks right into the midst of the contentious issue of Rhaenyra's children and their real father. Because he's a kind of a do-right guy and wants to always tell the truth, he misses just how strongly and heavily everybody feels about this.
He knows that those children are not Valyrian. They're white. They got brown hair.
Yo, even his actor's honest. He's so honest.
In the corner that nobody wants to talk about, but Vaemond is the one person who will talk about it and who will speak out about it.
It seems like that guy really got into his character, yo.
Run your house as you see fit, but you will not decide the future of mine. This is something he's been holding on to for like 16 years. And when the petition goes completely sideways for him, he knows he's going to fall on his sword. But I'm going to fall on my sword my way. And my way is to tell the absolute truth. So even if nothing is done about it, everybody in this room will know.
I like how this guy broke that down, yo. It made me appreciate that scene even more.
Vaemond becomes actually kind of a sympathetic character in that moment. He goes out with a bit of honor.
I have to say this. He did it from behind. Didn't come to me face, did he? Nah, mate. Couldn't do that.
Yeah, this guy's funny as yo. Tell me this actor's not really funny. He really is the character, yo. This is such a cool breakdown. He explained that very well. It made me respect that character even more. Like he got into that role for sure. Let me read some comments. Not until the end of the episode when
I respected him the minute he started talking out against everybody.
Plus she did a prayer during the feast. Okay. Well, I mean, I thought that was like kind of standard for Game of Thrones stuff, but I guess not. Not until the end of the episode when Alicent made him drink milk of the poppy, which is a drug like opium, and he mumbles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I saw a comment that explained that. That's why he was so delirious and didn't know who he was talking to at the end of the episode.
Viserys, after the petitions, demands that there's a family dinner and that we all sit and eat together.
It's the Last Supper. It's Viserys' last stand. It's the
yeah, he called it the Last Supper too.
Story finding some sort of resolution and closure. Unexpectedly, there's a brief moment of, oh, maybe things are going to be okay.
Brief.
How good it is to see you all tonight, together.
One of the issues with his leadership through the series is a refusal to step up and intervene, to speak with clarity and to lay down the law and to stand by choices that he makes. For the first time, certainly in Rhaenyra's life, she really watches him do it. He stands by the family, both sides of the family, in this final dinner.
It's like all this corruption and all this fighting.
That's an interesting point, bro. We always criticize this guy as a king, but during his final hours, he really did step up and at least make action to what he believed in. Whether or not it was the correct decision in our minds, at least he stood by what the hell he was preaching all this time. You know? Because this motherfucker, I felt like he wasn't doing shit half the time he was king.
This is what it does. This is what being a king does. This is the effect of all of this on me. Why can't we just love each other? It sounds really naff, but it's like, why can't we just love each
Why
other?
can't we just love each other,
make
chat?
this work?
Let us no longer hold ill feelings in our hearts. The crown cannot stand strong if the house of the dragon remains divided. But set aside your grievances.
Forget me as your king. Just love me as the man that I am to you and your family.
If not for the sake of the crown, and for the sake of this old man.
Damn, bro. He said not even for the sake of the crown, you know. From your father,
The idea
your
is that
grandfather.
they never really wanted to get into this rivalry together, but they were driven there by the patriarchy, by the men in their lives. And they have a
I agree,
real
Raylene.
friendship and relationship and a real
Freaking
love for
that
one
moment where
another.
Viserys was definitely one of the most emotional moments in Game of Thrones, in the whole.
Yeah, it got me close there too. I was very emotional watching that shit.
Might have gotten cold and stale over the years, but it did exist. And then as soon as Viserys leaves the room, the young kids who don't appreciate the history that has gone into this and what's at stake, kick it off again.
Yeah.
His only purpose is to try his best to put the house right before he dies, which he feels like he does until he doesn't.
This is a guy who was unwilling to make enemies of one side to do what was right.
He was
So a
the
lot of
neutral
things in his
party.
life
He tried
weren't
very
said
hard
because
to
he
be
was trying
neutral.
always tamp down aggressions. And it leads to this final moment where his final message is unclear. He's very ill. He was in a lot of pain. They put him on medication.
You know, and that's a point that you made too when we were watching it. You said this guy's an old man. He's talking delusional. Why would anyone even take his words serious? And that's exactly what I'm thinking, especially for Allison. Like, and Allison knows what kind of medication he's on. Surely she does, right? So for her to like take his word face value just tells me she always like that supper didn't resolve nothing, bro. That was still in her heart at the end of the day. Like she still wanted that fucking that beef or whatever, you know. She still wanted that power.
Yeah, I also said that too. Like, you know how she met up. I mean, she made up with Rhaenyra. I felt like she was still gonna, you know, do ill will towards their family,
Yeah,
even though they made up.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. I mean, you said it like you didn't believe it was over, so obviously not. Well, you know, it's a show, bro. I think it's kind of ridiculous how the drama continues on a thin needle or a thin thread. This feels like a thin thread of conflict, bro. Like this was kind of like forced a little bit. It feels that way.
It just kind of feels like it's being dragged at this point since so many years has passed.
Yeah, you know, for the sake of the show, I feel like this little detail is what sparks it up all over again.
He wakes up in that middle of the night trying to have this unfinished conversation that he had with Rhaenyra, not realizing that the woman sitting at his side is not Rhaenyra, but Alicent. So he speaks to her as if she's Rhaenyra, and Alicent picks out words like Aegon and Prince, who is promised, and prophecy, and whatever, and doesn't understand all the context going back into it because she never heard the Song of Ice and Fire because she was never his heir.
Don't take milk of the poppy and then impart really important information just before you die. That's the...
I also got to make a point, bro. I know some of you guys watch this after credit stuff before we do. Just know that, I mean, we could make it this like a kind of regular thing where we do a live stream and react to this with you guys. But, you know, if something is in the end credit scene that we didn't catch, we'll probably figure it out eventually, like we're doing now, and watch this stuff. I know a lot of people like want to fill us in on stuff, but gotta watch the live streams, bro.
Learning curve on that one.
So live reactions.
So it is a bit of a tragic end, but it goes to the idea that this prophecy is a bit of gossamer sliding through your fingers and it's hard to grasp all at once. And also his lack of dealing with the issues at hand at his court that he was responsible for during his life.
I don't think he ever wanted to be king. It's a burden. He's just doing a duty. He was too human to be king.
It was genuinely touching watching Paddy die multiple times from multiple different angles.
When he takes his last breath, he maybe feels like he's done all he can and he's put his house right. He did his best. He kept this secret belief in the prophecy and kept that with him until the day he died.
That was the first we've heard of that.
He could do. In some respects, he wasn't the right man for the job, But in history, he kind of was the right man for the job, 200 years later. So he does have a legacy.
Huh. What do you think, Chris? Pretty good?
Yeah, man. Some good stuff.
Let me look at my notes real quick, see if we missed anything. One thing someone brought up, good point in the comments. Corlys got his wish. Corlys, he's not dead right now, and we were questioning what his desires were, and if his I think it was his brother, Vaemond. Or no, it was his wife. Remember when his wife did that speech about what he wanted or whatever? It turns out he did want Lucerys, the son with the black hair, the bastard child, to take the throne. Because remember that conversation he had? He only cares about the name. He doesn't value blood like that, I don't think. So that was the difference between him and Vaemond. So he didn't mind Lucerys, that kid, taking the Driftmark throne. So that was an interesting point someone brought up, because we questioned that during the reaction, and we were wondering like what Corlys wanted, because we didn't remember from the last episode. All right, let me read some comments here. Viserys made me cry. Viserys was a good man, but weak king. Yeah, I mean, we said it from the start, bro. Me and Chris were criticizing Viserys for not intervening more when he should have. And for the most part, like in terms of war and conflict and things like that, he didn't partake in a lot. People want to believe what they want to be true. I'd rather have him than Joffrey. Yeah, no doubt. I remember we were debating whether this guy was the worst king we've seen so far. Nah, I don't think he's worse than Joffrey, bro. At least he's got a humane head on his shoulders. Some music. The Valyrian blood can still continue.
Yeah, that's actually fact, really. Because since even if the kids are not like full Targaryens or whatever, they'll still pass on the bloodline with the daughters.
No, they are Targaryen. You mean full Valyrian, right? Or if they're not Valyrian, if they marry the cousins, they're still gonna.
Right. Yeah, if they're not Valyrian, yeah.
Corlys even told Lucerys in the last episode he will be the Lord of the Tides. Yeah, that's true. I see those details I did not remember from the last couple episodes, but yeah, that was a good point someone brought up, because we were wondering what Corlys wanted. Viserys is worse than Joffrey in an indirect way. He's not destructive himself, but his inaction creates this tension. I mean, I guess so. He has a responsibility, but it's hard for me to put it all on Viserys with all the stupid and immature adults in this fucking series, man. I can't help but blame all these people just for being dumb. But again, he has that authority. He's got to make the peace, so it falls on him, unfortunately. And when he wasn't that confrontational person.
Freaking what was I gonna say? Yeah, man, Viserys, I agree with that to an extent, because all the brushing under the rug that Viserys was doing was creating a lot of tension over the years. And I said this in one of the episodes, when he passes, he's just gonna leave a lot of problems behind, and it's gonna cause a big ass war.
And it is, that's true, and it happened that way. It happened exactly how we thought it was gonna happen. And they almost set it up to where he was gonna leave behind some peace, But god damn, bro. You know, that's the thing I really...
Yo.
What?
Hold on, man. You want to know something funny?
What?
This all goes back to being Rhaenyra's fault for naming her son Aegon.
All right, let's talk about... Hold on. Let's talk about it, bro, okay? Because a lot of people had criticisms for you for being Team Green openly. People love Rhaenyra, okay? So that's something to take into consideration. Normally, we get shit on for like missing something. But this time, people were just like, fuck you and fuck your opinion. So that was interesting in the comments. So what do you got to say for yourself, Chris? What's your stance on Rhaenyra? Let it be known while you got the mic here.
While we're talking about Rhaenyra, I guess I'll bring up the comment that somebody said, why would I compare Rhaenyra with Cersei?
Yeah, a lot of people brought that up.
Somebody brought an interesting comment to my attention where they actually backed up my point by saying that, you know, Rhaenyra will do whatever she can to protect her children and kind of in a sense put them in power, in a sense to, you know, prolong their bloodline, you know, to be in power type shit. In my opinion, that's what she's doing. So that's very similar to what Cersei was doing with her children, bro. So there's a very similarity there that you can point out between those two. And also the fact that, you know, I don't see Rhaenyra taking any big action. It's like ever since she had her children, it all became about... It stopped becoming about her making a difference and becoming queen, and it became more about her just, you know, taking care of her children and politicking for her children and just doing all this bullshit lying. And, you know, it's just very similar to Cersei and all the lying she did. Also, let's not forget that she's fucking her fucking uncle. So the incest is another similarity. So how about that?
Wait, that's I forgot it. Yo, I forgot Daemon was her uncle.
So how many more you need?
Listen, bro. Okay, yeah, I get it. You know, she's a sibling fucker like Cersei. She does anything for her children like Cersei. But again, someone did bring up the fact that any mother would do that at the end of the day. You know, that's not necessarily an exclusive trait about Cersei. So I will say that in favor of the comments. But
yeah, that's facts. Cause like even if it wasn't for power, I think she would still do whatever she can to protect her children. Because at the end of the day, even if her children, or if they find out that her children are bastards, doesn't put them in jeopardy?
It's also not even just about her children. I think it's about also herself, because if that truth comes out, it puts herself in danger too, not even just her kids. Like, it's all over for her at that point. So it's like she really doesn't have much of an option, bro. It's like, what can she do besides lie at the stage? And I you know, it's not that, for me, it's not that upset about her lying. I get that she has to protect herself. It's frustrating for me, the decision she made to have to lie in the first place. You know, and I get that a lot of people have, you know, sympathy for Rhaenyra, and I can understand that as well. You know, she just wanted to live her life the way she wanted to. She wanted to have her own kids, or not even have her own kids. She wanted, you know, to pass on the bloodline, but she couldn't do that with Laenor. Obviously, like, it wasn't possible. So she had to figure out something. But yeah, I don't know how much of Rhaenyra's decisions really caused these issues rather than the circumstances she was put in. The fact that Laenor was gay and she was trying to protect him, while also, you know, there was a lot of different cogs to this wheel rather than just Rhaenyra herself. So it's like, I can't even blame Rhaenyra completely. I don't know, bro. If you think about it, you know, hey, obviously you can't blame Laenor for being gay. I mean, he was fucking, like, he physically could not do the job.
That's an interesting detail that I didn't, or I might have glanced over, that Aegon is married to his sister. I don't know if they mentioned that, but I know they did mention he was married because when his mother was scolding him for raping that girl, she was like, "Oh, what about your wife?" or whatever.
Yeah, that's another detail we got to go over to the Aegon thing. The incest is not a big deal in Targaryen family, bro. I mean, I know it's not a big deal, but for me, it's fucking a big deal. But
Johnny, it's everything.
Huh?
If you know Johnny in our previous recordings, it's everything to him.
Stupid, bro. I mean, bro, when I first started watching Game of Thrones, I was talking shit about Cersei and Jaime fucking, and you know, they turn out to be awful people. So I have a negative connotation with incest. I mean, obviously, incest is illegal for a reason, guys. But they don't know that. You know, it's not a big deal because they're uneducated. But yeah.
They're not uneducated. It's just not a thing in their time. But yo,
yeah, they're not educated. They mentioned it in episode 7 too. Aemond says she'll be your queen. Aegon says something like, "Well, marry her then." But yeah, we got to talk about Aegon and the maid, because we were a little confused. I want to address that because people were wondering like, oh, what the, like, how'd you guys get this confused or that confused? We were wondering if Aegon SA'd, I don't want to say the word because, like, I don't know, demonetization or whatever, but we were wondering if Aegon SA'd like the maid, and we weren't sure. I don't know. We were just guessing. We were just thinking about other possibilities, but obviously we weren't fucking implying anything else by that. We just didn't know if that's what actually happened. But yeah, that's pretty fucking shitty. And the drink that Alicent gave that girl was an after morning pill, basically, to get rid of any potential baby. That's what happened there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a detail that was clarified in the comments. But yeah, you gotta look at Alicent too, bro. I know you don't like Rhaenyra, but does that necessarily mean you're Team Green?
Like if I support Alicent?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, you gotta think about that, bro.
Bro, I feel, listen, if anything, bro, I feel like Alicent was loyal to the realm and to Viserys for all her years. So
I mean,
if anything, like, she's been loyal to them, bro. And she continues to be loyal. So now if she does some fucking shit right now, it'll be long overdue, bro. It'll be long overdue for her to start fucking shit up in there, bro. Because honestly, I thought Alicent was going to start doing shit a long time ago.
Here's the thing, bro. You know, Alicent has a lot of the same issues that Rhaenyra has. She is also a liar in some ways.
Yeah, she is.
She's a liar about her son Aegon, for example.
But Rhaenyra lied more.
But I mean, you could argue what is the greater evil here? You know, things that Alicent has done, which Alicent has done right now, especially in this episode, bro. That was pretty fucked up. Covering up a R word for her son is kind of fucked up. You know, I don't know. And the fact that, you know, she raised this kid to be this way, I feel like, in a way, because we've seen the development process of Aegon and how she's treated him. You know, we know why Aegon is the way he is. It's because of the way Alicent raised him. So
I think Aegon's the way that he is for lack of father in his life.
A father figure.
A father figure, because seriously, because like
I don't know.
What happened with him was like his mother didn't have no discipline on him. She would smack him around and tell him not to do shit, but she didn't stop him from doing these things.
I disagree with that. I think she had too much discipline. If anything, he needed a stereotypical mother figure because he was being abused. Like, he wasn't loved. There was a lot of pressure by Alicent on Aegon to do all these things, you know, take up the heir to the throne, offer her, you know, her bitterness towards Rhaenyra and other things.
That comes with the territory, bro. You can't say that, because then you would say that Jace and all these other people will start going off the rails as well. They all have the same responsibility as Aegon by being heirs to something, and you don't see them going around doing what the fuck he's doing.
But you also don't see Rhaenyra smacking them up and shit for like getting outside of what they're supposed to be doing, you know, like it's just a difference of parenting,
why? Because
bro.
they were raised right. Her father was in their life in the beginning of their fucking childhood,
bro. They didn't even know if that was their father.
They didn't
bro.
know, but he was around, bro. He was there.
Oh my, I don't know, man. Okay, hold on. Let me show this comment. He jerking off standing out the window. What do you expect?
That's an interesting theory or question, Raylene. What if Rhaenyra would have got married to Aegon? Because remember, they talked about that briefly in the previous episodes when they were younger.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I personally think Aegon, you know, Alicent was not a good mother. Yeah, that's just how I feel, bro. Alicent was not a good mother, I don't think, and that's what I have. Those are some of the issues I have with Alicent as well. I may not like Rhaenyra, but I don't like Alicent either. You know, I put myself under Team Black for this thumbnail, but I really don't know if there is a team to take sides on here, guys.
Nah, man, it's definitely Team Green.
Yeah, it is bucket, bro. But yo, if I had to choose, obviously the lesser evil for me would probably be Rhaenyra, but I don't know. Every Targaryen is born the god flip a coin. All right, let me check my notes real quick.
We all know Team Black wins.
Oh yeah, Rhaenyra is the main character, bro. That's another thing, right? She is the main character.
Well, we got to see how this ends and how it goes up. By the way, it's going to be interesting to see Corlys's reaction to them killing his brother. We'll see if he's all pro bloodline and fuck everything else after he finds out that they freaking slice his brother's head in half.
That's true. You know, I haven't heard of this guy until this episode, honestly. I don't think so, but
who, Vaemond?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him in the previous episodes or noticed him at least.
I'm pretty sure he was, or they mentioned him.
One additional detail I got down here is someone pointed out Viserys was not necessarily old. He was only 3 years older than his brother Daemon. He died of sickness, basically. That's why he looked the way he did. Apparently, the sickness accelerated his aging or something. But that's the reason he was like that.
Dramatic for the show, man. That shit looked good.
I guess you could just take it
was
like
probably
that.
How it was written too, like how decrepit he looked because of how sick he got.
Yeah, that's why Daemon looks smack clean, and he was just like balding. Like, I don't know, man. He had a lot going on. Technically, no one wins. Someone said. Vaemond appears in episode 3 and 7, I think. Yeah, well, I would have never noticed him, honestly. %, right? Rhaenyra and 60% Daemon. What do you mean by that? Anybody gonna mention the 3 eggs? Ah, yeah. There were in that started this episode. You remember that when Daemon found those 3 eggs? I mean, I assume that's just gonna go towards like whatever military force they have here. Or for the children. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, actually, yeah, that makes sense. Actually, there was 3 eggs specifically. They got 3 children, so that'll make sense to me. Now, let me bring up the family tree here. So, okay, the thing that Viserys said about Aegon being the savior of the realms to bring peace within the houses and all this other stuff, he could have just been, you know, talking out his ass, talking about what he believed in. Well, who knows, man? With, you know, Game of Thrones, this is not a... There's magical things in this world, bro. I could see like a prophecy thing kind of coming true. I mean, we see it in Game of Thrones. So if there's truth to what he's saying, okay, we know the prophecy about Aegon the Conqueror. Actually, I get confused. Do you know about like the prophecy, bro? Can you like explain that shit to me? Because I get confused about that thing.
He talked in the beginning about in the show about how there's certain Targaryens that were dreamers and they could see prophecies or some shit like that, and he believed he was one of those people or something like that, and that he had a prophecy of his son named Aegon being like the next ruler or something like that, and he always believed it to be true, but I guess he started doubting himself after a while. But then when Rhaenyra told him that they had a newborn named Aegon, he was convinced that that son was the kid from his prophecy.
So I mean, it could either be the son, the pervert son, which obviously is not this kid, bro, or the little baby. Who knows? Don't tell Johnny about the prince that was promised. Is he done with GOT? What is that supposed to mean?
That I don't know what you mean by that, but I don't think that has something to do with Game of Thrones, or if it does, he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about.
Come on, bro. You're supposed to know these things. You're supposed to know these things, bro. But yeah, I haven't finished Game of Thrones, so if there's something related to Game of Thrones here, obviously don't tell me. Yeah, you're cruising into asking for a huge spoiler.
Well, good looks on the warnings. We'll drop it
Okay,
there.
yeah, well, I mean, bro, if it's GOT related, I could just like fill in the blanks here. It's obviously not going to be two of these kids then. We're talking about Aegon.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to predict what's going to happen in GOT.
Come on, bro.
It's like...
All right, anyways, yeah, well, I guess if we're going to drop it there, I don't have any other topics to talk about. Unless you got something else
yeah,
sad.
Good show so far, man. And I guess, I don't know, Johnny said that we might do these more often. I always liked watching the inside look episodes because it really does give you a better perspective of the episode and what goes on in the characters' minds. Because as you saw in those interviews, we literally get to see what they thought as, you know, playing those characters. And some of these people freaking take that shit to heart. It's like it's the real person in life.
Yeah, they take it very serious.
So it's really cool to see that. So yeah.
But yeah, and that's also another thing I gotta reiterate, guys. If we don't catch something, you know, it bothers me, bro, because there's so many people who comment and talk shit about us missing this or that, and here they are like watching the end credits of the explanation video when we haven't even seen that yet. Like, they obviously have a lot more information than we do, and the reason we don't watch it during the reaction is because we want to try to get our reaction up as fast as we can. The competition on YouTube is insane. People are beasting to post up their videos first. So just in order to grow our audience here and talk more about this shit, you know, we got to be quick to the game here. We got to upload our reaction quick, so we don't have time to really dive into the explanation at the end of the episode. But, you know, just be mindful of that, guys. I always try to say these in these live streams because people are vicious when it comes to Game of Thrones content. You know, there are some super fans out there. But this was a good discussion. As long as you get that Aemond is the best character alive, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Aemond. Why does everyone love Aemond so much, bro? What is he gonna do? I mean, he wasn't. I mean, he's kind of like an instigator. I can see that. But like, I wonder what he's gonna do, bro. He has to have like something go down. Aegon is married to Helena. The fuck? Wait, they have kids already? Bro, is this timeline, like, this family tree spoiling something? All right, well, anyways, guys, we appreciate you for watching. Thank you for showing support to our House of the Dragon reactions. Remember, I will try to make this a regular thing because honestly, we don't do this with any other series, but if we were going to do this with a series, I think Game of Thrones content and House of Dragons content is the content to do this with, since there's so much to talk about and there's so many little details about the show that it's worthy of a deeper discussion. And you know, I feel the best way to do that is in live stream form, with you guys adding your takes and insight as well. But yo, I appreciate you all for watching. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and continue watching our House of Dragon content. We got early access to our Game of Thrones reactions also on Patreon. We're on season 5 currently. On YouTube, we're on season 4. So if you want early access, that's on Patreon. Show some love, support, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves as always, and Chris,
peace.
to hear. As now the rains weep o'er his hall, with not a soul to hear. And so he spoke, and so he spoke.